Hello, beautiful cosmic star seeds. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Very exciting day to be alive. Actually, a very exciting time on the planet to be alive. And as you can see from my extremely accurate watch, the time is now. Now is the time that we are all waking up. Now is the time to shift the frequency. Now is the time for us all to be aware of the 3D versus 5D planetary shift that has actually been taking place for a very long time. And now everyone is waking up to it. So I'm very excited. Today was an extremely eventful day. I don't know if you guys watch my Instagram at all, but yeah, lots of stuff's going on today. So we're going to get into that. Today, I just want to remind everyone that this isn't the actual meditation. This is the intention setting ceremony. This is the warm up to the meditation. Okay, so I'm not going to be meditating and singing Kumbaya with all of you today. I'm going to be going over some really important things to think about for the meditation. We're going to talk a little bit about ascension symptoms. We're going to talk about this, I don't know if I want to call it a conspiracy theory, that this meditation is actually being put on by the secret elites, the cabal, the dark forces, the shadow government, in order to absorb our energy. I don't really know what that whole argument is about. I don't know what people are, teachers are saying about that, but I want to target that. If you guys think that there's some sort of nefarious agenda going on with this meditation, let's talk about it, right? Let's just purge out whatever that fear is, and I've got my own take on that. And then I want to talk about the experience that I had today. It was way more of a physical, human, earthbound message that came to me rather than some sort of crazy download from an alien. But we'll get to that. And then I want to talk about intentions for the meditation. Obviously, we've probably got, an hour and a half before the meditation actually happens. But I do want to set intentions with all of you to kind of, make sure that we're all thinking about the right thing. Because to be honest, the worst thing we could all be thinking about right now is, let's get rid of the coronavirus. No. If that's what you think the meditation is about, getting rid of the coronavirus, then you have to double think that, all right? This meditation is not about getting rid of the coronavirus, not at all. So we're going to talk about that, all right? We're going to talk about exactly what you should be thinking about in relation to this meditation. Okay, cool. Let's talk about ascension symptoms. Right now, at this time, we're all moving to this new vibrational place, right? We are all ascending. A lot of us are in fear, right? A lot of the planet right now is in fear. But I've always known that the darker you go, the higher you rise. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to have these feelings. It's okay to question what's going on right now, as long as you're able to transmute that, as long as you're able to come, to the other side of things, okay? So the ascension symptoms, the problem is that a lot of the ascension symptoms people are chalking up to being sick or to having, the coronavirus or what have you. So a lot of the symptoms being very exhausted, having extremely restless sleeps, okay, waking up in the middle of the night, having very vivid or very lucid dreams. Headaches have been a huge symptom for everyone, but when we open ourselves to the new paradigm and we open ourselves to a new vibrational frequency, we are also opening ourselves to the 13 chakra system, okay? So the old traditional system is the 7 chakra system. We are now transmuting to the 13 chakra system, but guess what happens after the 13 chakra system? We move to crystalline energy. The whole planet right now at this time is moving from the 3rd dimension frequency into the 5th dimension frequency. If you have no idea what that means, don't worry, because my whole video on Monday is going to be about transmuting between the 3rd dimension and the 5th dimension and the splitting of realities and everything you need to know with that. All you need to know is that we're moving from a fractaled system, a rainbow light system, think about the chakra system as a rainbow light system, into a crystalline system, which means we're not fractaled at all. There's actually no such thing as a rainbow system in the new vibrational frequency. It's all oneness all the time, which means, everyone, when we move through ascension, we need to move through polarity. What's happening right now at this time? The world, every single freaking aspect of the world right now is polarized. Thank you so much, Eric, for that beautiful super chat. Think about it. Think about the actual meditation itself. We have enlightened spiritual, light workers right now who are saying, don't meditate, don't do this. It's just a ploy to get your energy sucked. We have a polarity in just putting out good vibes. People are so scared, and they are working from such an ego place, which is not the typical ego that you would think of, but they're working from the third dimensional place, perceiving the fifth dimensional new paradigm. If you think that this meditation is evil or nefarious or bad, you're working from the wrong place, trying to understand and comprehend a higher vibrational frequency. If you want to understand the third dimension frequency, this physical frequency from the fifth dimension, it's easy. Think about yourself being on a mountain looking down. You can see it all. You can perceive it all. Think about yourself from the bottom of the mountain looking up. It's so clouded that you can't even see the top. You can't perceive higher dimensions from lower dimensions. This is the problem. People are getting caught up in fear. They're attaching themselves to spiritual dogmas, and they are being confused about all of it. This is the problem, okay? You are waking up right now. You are going through ascension symptoms. Has anyone else been really aware of their breathing or have had issues with their breathing, and sometimes even pressure on the chest, or almost like a hyperventilation breathing? I don't know about you guys, but I've been getting this weird breathing issue, which is funny because that's the whole corona thing. But I've been getting this weird breathing issue for the past probably 2 or 3 months, long before this coronavirus was ever an issue. And I want to give you a little bit of an insider info, right? I had to ask my spirit guides, why am I having trouble breathing? Why am I waking up in the middle of the night in a freaking anxiety attack, feeling like I can't breathe properly? And they told me that in this 5D, fifth dimension, new paradigm system, we are all being retaught how to breathe. We're being retaught how to breathe. What is Wim Hof, right? What is Kundalini activation? What is transcendental meditation? What is the basis of Buddhism? It's breath work. What is yoga and being a yogi? It's breath work. What are we doing right now? We're being retaught how to breathe through awareness of breath. And that freaks people out. It freaks me out when I can't catch my breath in the middle of the night. And then they tell me, no, just breathe like this, okay? So I want all of you to practice this. If you have a piece of paper and a pen at home, I want you to practice this. This is the breath work that I do. And I don't really know what kind of doctrination it is because I'm just kind of told by interdimensional beings. So I breathe in, okay? I breathe in for a count of 5. So let's all do that now. And then I'll just kind of tell you the rest of the routine. Then I hold my breath for a count of 5. Then I breathe out the longest, deepest breath you could possibly breathe out for a count of 8. So let's just all do that together. 5, 5, 8, okay? Ready? Breathing in. Hold it. And then out really slowly. And whatever you have left, okay? That type of breathing will actually calm your nervous system as well, okay? It will put you at ease. So one thing that I want you all to practice during the meditation tonight is breathing properly. We are being taught to breathe properly. And for those of you just joining, this isn't the actual meditation. This is the intention setting ceremony before the meditation so that we're all very aware on what exactly we're meditating on. Because honestly, I think the worst thing that very powerful, intuitive light workers could meditate on is the coronavirus. Let's get rid of the coronavirus. What if it's not even about the coronavirus, guys? And you know what? I believe that it's not. What's happening at this time on this planet has absolutely nothing to do with the coronavirus. Whether you believe it's a Trump thing or a QAnon thing or a, white hats, black hats thing, or you believe that it's just a thing. It doesn't matter what you believe, right? We're kind of leaving the polarity at the door and we're starting to really look at, let's just all get together and set intentions for a new Earth paradigm. Let's create this reality collectively in a way that is conscious and intuitive and quantum. Let's get to the next vibrational frequency together. Okay, that's what this meditation is about. It's not about one thing or another. It's literally about cohesion. It's about harmony with the collective. That's what it's about. And I just feel like there's certain people, even in the spiritual community, which baffles me, that are getting so caught up in the polarity in the freaking spiritual community. We're trying to get away from polarity, and I just want to make a comment too, I find that a lot of this younger generation are very fluid, right, sexually. So whether they're bisexual or gay or straight or whatever, but just fluid. And for me, it's like, the whole LGBTQIAZEFG, why? As a community, in the gay community, we're trying to come together. We're not trying to make more labels. It seems so counterintuitive to say, oh, well, if you're meditating, it's a negative thing. And it's not, right? Okay, we're going to get there. So look, this meditation tonight is not a negative thing. It is not evil. It is not put out there by the nefarious beings of whatever, please. And don't even listen to me saying, oh, well, Elizabeth says that it's a good thing, so it's a good thing. Don't listen to that side. Don't listen to this side. Listen to yourself, guys. If you want to become a master, which we're all being forced to do, if you want to ascend to the next vibrational frequency level, no one should be your teacher. Let go of even having a teacher. Let go of having a favorite YouTuber. Let go of looking up to anyone but yourself. Seriously, any spiritual teacher that polarizes themselves to say, oh, well, I only have this information, or I can only astral travel, or I can only talk to these beings, it's bullshit. It's a lie, and that's no spiritual teacher for you. You are way more powerful than that to give your power and your intention away to someone who is telling you what is right and wrong. And that's what this whole thing is about. This is a giant test for all of you, deep down, to say, which side are you going to be on, or are you going to choose not to take a side at all? When you want to become a master, you don't take a side. You rise above both of them. And yeah, you can dabble in darkness, and yeah, you can dabble in light. But when you become a master, when you become crystalline energy, you're not choosing one chakra or another, because all of them and none of them exist simultaneously. That's the quantum world that we're all leaping into. Get away from labels, get away from sides, get away from light and dark and right and wrong. Why not have both? That is power. That is true power, okay? Remember, right? And I want to talk about the whole negativity around the meditation. In my opinion, in my perspective, getting thousands of people, if not hopefully millions of people together all over the world with an intention to heal the planet, with an intention to harmonize the frequency, you can't go wrong with that. Anyone who's getting caught up in this, fear mechanism is getting caught up in the polarity. Remember, guys, you choose. Also remember that your intention creates your reality. Your thoughts create your reality. If I told you this shape right here, what if I said, the Merkaba, this is an evil shape, right? You should never use this shape. Are you going to really listen to me? And if you do, I would say stop right now and start to re-empower yourself, okay? There's so much disinformation out there. And the more that you believe any information, whether it's truth or fiction or false, okay, the more you disempower yourself. All right? We're going into a place where we have the power. If you believe this meditation is positive, guess what? You're creating the paradigm that is positive. That's how powerful you are. If you believe that this meditation is negative, then please don't participate because you're creating the paradigm that this meditation is negative. Okay? Okay, good. I'm glad we've got that off the table. All right? Ultimately, it comes down to what you feel is right for you. No one else can tell you that. Not a Buddha, not a yogi, not a, alien interdimensional channeler, not a this guy right here, right? Not a crystal. No one can tell you what is right or wrong for you. You have to feel it within yourself. Okay? Okay, good. Now that we've let go of all of these projections on this meditation being super negative, I want to give you a little story that happened to me today. Really wild, just really crazy. I just want to say that yesterday, there's this beautiful little nest, a bird's nest, that's right beside, actually it's in the vortex that's on this property in Joshua Tree, and the birds were just born yesterday. Okay, these doves, they're actually doves, that's what the bird is. Now, what does a dove represent? It represents peace, right? I mean, how magical is it that there's a bird nest in the middle of the vortex where I'm staying in Joshua Tree, right, indefinitely for the next couple of months, and these eggs, these doves, were just born, just hatched out of their eggs yesterday. Now today as well, I go to open up the engine, okay, for my car, the Jeep, and there's a nest. There's actually a full-on nest in the engine of the Jeep. And there's a mouse, but a pretty big mouse, like a desert mouse. And there's a mouse there, and the mouse has a baby hanging from its stomach. I don't know if you guys watch me on Instagram, but I posted the whole freaking thing on Instagram. It was wild. It was wild. It was such a mission. And then I found out that all these little mice babies got all mixed around in the car and the engine and fell out from the car, and I had to go and I had to pick them all up. Right? And they were brand new. They were just born. These beautiful, cute little baby mice. They didn't even have their eyes open, right? And so, it took me probably a good hour to wrangle 3 or 4 different little baby mice, put them back in a nest, put the nest, in the bushes and wait for the mom to come back, right? So I was wondering, I'm like, on such a significant day, when everything that I do, everything that we do this day is, you're aware of it, right? It's intentional. What does that mean? I find this baby nest and it's really interesting. What came to me was we all are representations of these baby mice. Our eyes aren't even open yet. When I drove the car, it was just a couple feet before I opened the latch, right? The mice went everywhere. We've been rattled around. We've been played within this matrix illusion for far too long. And we're waking up right now. And, me, kind of being the cause of the issue, think about me in rescuing these baby mice as being the collective consciousness. In a sense, I fucked those baby mice up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the one who drove the car without even knowing it, right? Our collective consciousness has been creating this fucked up collective reality without even knowing it. We've been creating this without even knowing it. And then all of a sudden we open our eyes, we open the trunk, and we're like, oh my goodness, look, we're just children. We haven't even awoken yet. And now this is what we're doing. Our collective intentions, especially with today, especially with this meditation, we're bringing our intentions together, back into the nest, back into the womb. We are being reborn. What does it mean when doves hatch? What does it mean when a mouse gives birth, right? We're being reborn. Yes, there's a lot of death on the planet. But we also didn't realize that there was a lot of death before any of this ever happened. The amount of suicides. Did you know that suicides actually tops any other cause of death in America? That's messed up, and no one's talking about it, right? Now, I know, especially from my indigenous past lifetimes, I know that death only ever means rebirth. That's what I know, right? So as we have this mass collapse within society, we have this mass awakening. We need to realize that there are two sides of things, and it is up to us which reality, which dimension, which paradigm, which earth we live in. It's up to all of you. You have the power to choose, okay? So I want to ask you, I have a question for you. Hold on. Yeah. I want to ask you, okay. Everyone's going through ascension symptoms. Everyone's feeling this shift right now. You know, there's a lot going on. So I want to ask you right now at this time, do you feel like you are dying? Or do you feel like you're being reborn? And look, there's no right or wrong. If you feel like you're dying, you know what that means? That means that the identity, the attachments, right? The job, the money, everything that you had in your life is going away from you. That's a death. That's a collapse. That's okay, right? And then the rebirth is waking up and opening your eyes and saying, I didn't need any of that stuff to begin with. That was actually just dragging me down. So are you dying right now, or are you being reborn? And I want to say to all the people who feel that they are being reborn, and it really is only one or the other right now, in order to be reborn, what had to happen? A death. You had to have your own internal ego death in order to be reborn, right? You have to have that collapse in order to have that awakening. It can't be any other way in this binary universe. Okay, so I see a lot of people, both, absolutely, we have to have this collapse because that collapse clears the space. I also want to say too, I wrote down here I looked it up. I said, you know, what is the spiritual significance of a mouse? And actually, so the doves represent peace, right? We are collectively being reborn with this peace among people on this planet. And then also the mouse represents instinct and timing, and also awareness of consequences to actions. And I thought this was a really important point, okay? The mouse, and the experience that I had today, represents awareness of consequences to actions. Just like a little raise of hands or just a little comment in the comment section, has anyone else here been very, very aware of the consequences of your actions or the immediate, and I call it reverb, right? It's this reverb frequency. You say something and it comes right back to you. Now, in the past, it would take years, it would take weeks, for these things to come back to us. And now I'm telling you instantly, if I eat something like sugar that I know in the moment, I'm like, you know what, this isn't good for me, but I'm gonna do it anyway. My body instantly rejects it, instantly, right? I mean, before, I could hold space in that old paradigm, hold space in that victim mentality, hold space in that obligation frequency, but nowadays I can't. The vibration of the planet will not let me. The vibration of my paradigm will not let me. That reverb, that frequency, that karma is coming back to you instantly, which means that each and every one of us has to be aware of responsibility. We need to be responsible of our actions, of our thoughts, not even actions. When we do an action into this world, when we take action into this world, we contain it to the third dimension frequency. When we think a thought into the astral world, we project it into all the frequencies. We connect with all of the dimensions. We are working with the universe and not just this planetary system. And that's where we're going. We're going to work with universal frequencies. We're going to work with crystalline energy. Okay? Okay. Let's talk about intentions for this meditation, all right? Powerful stuff. It is very clearly a powerful day. There's a lot of alignment that's happening. There's so much ascension and awakening happening. I'm getting messages every day, not only of people having dreams of me, which seems to be very common, and I'm like, oh, that's why I'm so tired. I'm doing the work, right? At nighttime as well. But I'm getting a lot of messages of people saying, I just woke up 3 days ago and I can't believe there's a whole world of this stuff out there, right? It's incredible. It's incredible, right? Just imagine just living your life, you know, working with the illusion, working within the matrix, and you just wake up out of the matrix. It's startling, but it's also relieving. And one more question before we get into the intentions of the meditation. Okay, this is funny. Me and my wife were just talking about this. Has anyone else, especially in the past couple of days, been feeling very restless? And it has nothing to do with quarantine. You might think it has everything to do with quarantine, but it doesn't, okay? The restlessness that I'm talking about is this feeling like something is about to happen or something is missing and you don't know what it is. And so, you know, me and my wife were like, okay, what is it? Is it more nature? Is it more sleep? Is it more food, right? And no matter what kind of food we're eating, we're like still unsatisfied. Is it more entertainment? Is it more Netflix? You know, what is it? Is it more art? Like, what is it? What is this thing that we're missing? And I truly believe that we're all feeling this almost like growing intensity with the vibrational shift that we're about to all go through at a collective level. And we can't tangibly put our finger on it. It's not more crystals, it's not more money, it's not more aliens, it's not more anything other than a frequency that we've been missing in our lives for a very long time, okay? Super beautiful. Awesome. And we've got 1,000 people watching. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Definitely make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I've got so many great videos. Let's talk about the intention. Let's talk about the intention for the meditation tonight. And if you missed the first part, I did talk a lot about the negativity around the meditation. If you feel any sort of negative vibes or you've heard some negative things about the meditation, please go back and watch the first half of this video. You need to know that it's silly and that you're creating that paradigm just by thinking about it. All right? Okay, cool. So we need to be meditating collectively, not on getting rid of the coronavirus. I cannot stress this enough. If you try and meditate on getting rid of the coronavirus, it's almost like me trying to, what's a good example here? It's almost like me having an orange, okay, in my hand and intending that it's going to turn into an apple. If we try and meditate on getting rid of the coronavirus, we're literally wasting our intentions on the wrong thing. This whole coronavirus is supposed to be a push to get every single person on the planet to wake up, to question this matrix reality, and to come together in a harmonious state of frequency. So don't focus on something that is just an illusion. You're only focusing on the surface level. You're not going deep enough. So what we all need to be focusing on is this shift in frequency to the new Earth paradigm, okay? So it's not about the coronavirus, it's about the new frequency on planet Earth. So I kind of wrote down here, unity consciousness. If I were to say 2 words about what we need to be intending, it's unity consciousness. I mean, think about it this way, right? Like, think about being granted 3 wishes from an interdimensional being. And then your 3rd wish, you think you're smart and you say, I want 3 more wishes, right? It's brilliant of you, actually, to be honest. So what we're going to be doing when we set the intention for unity consciousness on the planet, you know what that means? That means that when I get an upgrade, a DNA activation, when I get a download from the Galactic Federation, you know what that means? That means that each and every one of you instantaneously also get the upgrade, instantaneously also get the information and the download, instantaneously connect to the Galactic Federation when I do, right? When you make a breakthrough about an old childhood trauma, guess what? You, in unity consciousness, are helping me break through a childhood trauma. So thank you. If you focus on anything else other than unity consciousness and this new paradigm frequency on the earth, then you're going to be limiting what is possible. Let's hack the system and let's ask for 3 more questions. Don't just say, I want the whole, I want myself to be upgraded. Let's get everyone to be upgraded. Let's have unity consciousness and upgrade together. Let's just combine our minds, our hearts, and our souls. That's what it's about. It's about this combination so that we can level up together. It's not about leveling up all at once. It's about being oneness in order for us all to be on the same level. Does that make sense? It's not about asking for the end, okay, the end goal. It's about bringing it down to the present moment and just asking for unity consciousness collectively all the time, okay? Okay, great. So I want to give you a little bit of homework. I really want you to do this homework before the mass meditation, which is going to be happening in, I think, about an hour from now. So I want to give you a little bit of homework beforehand, okay? 2 things. One, and I just want to say thank you all so much for the super chats. Thank you all my members for being a new member. I really just appreciate you guys so much. And I don't have enough time to thank you for all of it and all the donations you guys give me. Thank you so much. I feel like I've been waiting for a very long time for all of you, for me to step into this. And I feel like all of you have been waiting for a long time, not for me, but for this, for unity consciousness. You are all star seeds. You are all indigo children. You are all old souls. You are all cosmic beings of light who came here, who have been questioning being here ever since you arrived. And now you're being called into action. And yeah, it's scary because maybe you don't know what direction you're going to be in, but at the same time, it's exciting, You're here right now before 8 billion other people are. How amazing is that? Right? How privileged are we all to have this insight, this connection, this information, this love, this unconditional love in our hearts for each other, right? I mean, I just feel so grateful every day. So here's some homework. Here's some tangible things that you can do, all right? I want you to get a piece of paper and a pen. And I want you to write a list of words, not sentences. Don't get caught up in the words, in the sentences and stuff, and the structures and what have you. I want you to write a list of words that you feel need to be anchored into this new earth paradigm. Okay? Now, I'm just going to riff off some words that I come to mind for me. Now, while you're writing these words down, okay, and you don't have to write down my words, I want you to come up with your own words of, if you think about a utopia, if you think about the best case scenario, free energy, a borderless world, an abolishment of all religions, breaking down of all limitations of demographics, one love, peace, harmony, an education system that actually prepares us for the world. When you think about what the earth could be, what it should be, that's what I want you to think about when meditating. Okay? It's not a passive meditation, it's an active meditation. I want you to be projecting into this collective consciousness what you could potentially imagine this planet to be like if it was different, if it was better, way better. Okay? Now, when you're thinking about these words and when you're writing these words down, I actually want you to grab a crystal. I want you to grab a crystal that resonates with you. Now, it's interesting because a couple of weeks ago, I was talking about the fractaled energy, as you can see here, and when you shine the light into it, it's got a lot of rainbows, versus the crystalline energy, and regardless of shape, there's no fractals in this. This is just a kind of a cloudy quartz, okay? We're moving from the chakra systems into the crystalline system. We are all being prepared for the crystalline system. So that, in that way, I wasn't surprised that Mother Gaia and planet Earth told me that we need to be taking sacred crystals And we need to be anchoring them back into the planetary system by literally, it's so funny, digging a hole and putting the crystal into the hole. And you're giving the energy of crystalline frequency. You're putting your intentions into the crystal and you're bearing the crystal and giving it back to Mother Gaia. Okay? That's what we need to be doing. We need to be giving the crystals back to Mother Gaia, but we need to be giving crystals back to Mother Gaia activated. Don't just throw it back to Mother Gaia and say, oh, thanks for the crystal. Thanks for letting me borrow it. No, activate it and put it back. So this is what I would do, right? During the meditation, before the meditation, holding a crystal that you feel is very powerful, because we're upgrading the frequency of the planet together to crystalline energy, which is 5D frequency, okay? So you hold the crystal and you say all the words, right? And you feel it in your heart. You don't just say the words, but you feel it. Things like love, peace, harmony, unity, together, oneness, high vibration, frequency, energy, unconditional, unattachment, right? You just put all of the words, all of the frequencies into this, and then you put it back to Mother Gaia. So the two things that I want you to do, and like I said, guys, at the beginning of this video, I'm not going to tell you what is right and what is wrong, okay? And thank you so much, Randy, for that beautiful super chat. I'm not going to tell you what is right and what is wrong to do. But what I recommend for all of you to do is to take one of your crystals, set intentions, put that crystalline frequency into it, bury it back to Mother Gaia, okay? Thank Mother Gaia, all right? And then I also want you to write down words and visualize the new Earth frequency. Where do you want this planet to go? The power is in your hands. You are a teacher. You are a warrior. You are a healer. You are a light worker, and you are here for a reason. You're here right now for a reason. This is your calling. This is time to step up, okay? Now, I'm going to make a really important point. And this is actually going to be one of my last points. And this came to me really strongly when I was preparing for this. And some of you may not agree, and this may trigger some of you, but honestly, we have to do it. And the message came to me from my guides, from my beings, mostly the Palladians, because they have that compassion. The message came to me that we need to forgive the dark forces. Whether you want to call them the evil elites, the 1%, the reptilian shapeshifters, or the shadow government, or the black hats, or whatever you want to call them, you need to forgive them. Forgive the bad guys. Please. If you hold any sort of resentment, oh my goodness, thank you so much, Sasha. It's amazing super chat. Thank you. If you hold any sort of resentment towards the dark side, the bad guys, the reptilians, the shapeshifters, you're feeding into the old paradigm. You're not allowing yourself to rise above it. It's dragging you down. You're doing exactly what they want you to do. All those people who are saying that this meditation is evil and corrupt and a ploy from the dark side or the cabal, they're feeding into the system that no longer serves us. You have a choice to make, love or fear. It's quite simple. Love is unity. Fear is polarity. I cannot stress that enough. Love is unity. Fear is polarity. We need to forgive the fear. We need to forgive the polarity. Guess what? Newsflash, the coronavirus created this. The coronavirus, all of that fear, created this beautiful space where we can all anchor in a new frequency. Fear did that, right? When we're not triggered and pushed by fear and challenge, we're complacent. We're just here. We're not active. We're not intentional. We are not co-creators. We're just chilling. And we do live in a binary world, in a binary universe. And it's time to be active. Okay, it's time to rise above that. All right? We need to forgive the dark side. And you know what? We need to be grateful for the dark side. Think about it this way. You know the whole Harvey Weinstein, the Me Too movement? That Me Too movement would have never happened if a disgusting, gross pig like Harvey Weinstein and his whole troupe of pedophiles was not caught and taken down at this time. That would have never, Me Too would have never happened without that darkness being exposed. Please, everyone, when you're meditating tonight, be grateful. Be thankful even for the dark side. Remember that car accident you had, or that boss who fired you, or that, boyfriend or girlfriend who put you down? Remember those people? They made you stronger. They allowed you to get here. They transformed you. When we're able to transcend, and I just got full body chills, when we're able to transcend the dark side into light through gratitude and appreciation, we can do anything as a collective. We can do anything as a collective. Okay? And the last thing that I want to do while I have all of you here, before I let you go and meditate, set intentions, anchor in the new paradigm, please, guys, it's not about coronavirus. It's not about Trump. It's not about Q. It's not about 5G. It's not about any of that. It's about understanding that our vibration, our intention, and our collective projection of consciousness can override and usurp any physical reality we have been paradigmed and programmed into. Okay, we're stronger than that. All right? Last thing I want to do is actually pull a card. And the intention that I have for this is, what does our collective future look like? Like if I were to kind of give you all an intention based on one card that I pulled, something to think about, maybe even something to visualize tonight during your meditation, what would that be, right? That's what I want to ask the cards, the guides, whoever. Do you want to set an intention? What does the planet, where are we going, right? What is this ideal state? What is our superpower? What does this, unity consciousness really look like? All right, let's see if I can do it this way. All right, unity consciousness. What does it look like? I think it's right in here. Yeah, this one. All right, guys, here's the card. Of course it is. Oh my goodness. This is amazing. Literally, I just said this verbatim, word for word. So once again, the intention that I put in was, where are we going? Where are we going? Where is the planet ascending to? I just want you to all really keep this visual in your mind. And it says, the age of light. You have been training for this. What does it say? For lifetimes. The age of, look at that. Look at that Egyptian symbology as well. The age of light. Oh my goodness. And then also look at the picture and you can see the chakras that are opening above, right? This is the 13 chakra system right here. That's not the 7 chakra system. That's more than the crown chakra above that chakra, or above the head. This is the crystalline frequency right here. Where are we going? The age of light. You have been training for this for lifetimes. I just said that. All the headaches that you guys have been getting, it's because of this. Because we're transcending, we're transmuting, we're moving, we're creating, we're co-creating. You are powerful. You are here for a reason. Wow. Please keep this in your memory, okay? The age of light when you're meditating tonight. Meditate on unity consciousness and not polarity consciousness. We are all breaking through the matrix. We are all understanding what the truth is. And the biggest thing amid all of the fake news, amid all of the chaos, amid all of the projection, amid all of the right and wrong, the biggest thing that you need to keep in your mind is that you are the only one who can decide what your reality looks like. Do not get caught up in the details because you will get stuck in the third dimension. And with that, I just want to say thank you all so much. I'm going to go and bury this beautiful Merkaba crystalline energy into the planet. I want to thank Mother Gaia for basically holding us up this entire time. I want to tell Mother Gaia that we are now here to hold her up. And I want you to thank the bad guys. I want you to be grateful for the darkness because it led us right here, right now, during this mass awakening. It's an exciting time to be alive. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And other than that, I love you all so much. I will be back on Monday for a very important live video talking all about the third dimension versus the fifth dimension and what that new earth paradigm looks like and how to transmute to it. Okay? Bye, everyone. Have a beautiful meditation. Thank you all so much for being here from all over the world. Until next time, I will see you in the astral.